trade, we call a short trade. It's as simple as I'm sure you guys can start off by everyone putting their right hand in the air if they agree with me that the Forex market has the potential to change your lives.
Nice. Okay, I'd like you to keep your arms in the air if you also know how this market could potentially destroy you if you don't know what you're doing. At least we agree on that one. So we're all here today on our personal journeys of actually connecting the dots between simply just knowing about the market all the way to actually mastering the market.
Now let's introduce ourselves. I'm Nat.
And I'm Sean.
And we are the directors and most importantly the owners of Astrofx.
We have a combined and very, very dedicated 10 years experience for the two of us. Formal education system, so to speak. Followed my dreams at the time, which were basically to go down the route of engineering. And don't get me wrong, I landed myself with a very, very good apprenticeship with one of the world's leading power firms. And then it was time for me to go into the factory. The routine, you know, the ins and outs, waking up on that miserable Monday morning, I'm sure many of you can relate to here today. It was quite soul destroying to say the least. And then I was thinking I wasn't really fulfilled in myself. Again, this is just personal experience. And then I was looking for, well, I knew in myself I could aspire to greater heights, but at the time I didn't know what, until I was actually introduced to the foreign exchange market by a family friend.
Now my background's a little bit different, and hopefully that can reach some of you here today as well. Ever since I was born, I never really had a choice. It was, you go to university, you go into university. And that's exactly what I did. So I listened, you know, due to family pressure, peer pressure, society pressure, you know it. But upon attending university, I did international business. I was pretty happy with myself. But again, it was far from business. And this is not taking nothing away from university. I do know a lot of good friends that actually didn't really well from university. Like I said, it just wasn't for me. So I wanted something where the more effort I put in is the greater rewards I get back. As soon as I found the Forex market, that's exactly what it offered me. However, hopefully today me and Sean can be examples of, even if you go through quite a journey, you can still conquer the market.
Indeed, now many of you may not actually be wondering, okay, so why the event? Well, apart from
Sure. You should at least tell everyone, okay, if you're such a good Forex trader, why are you here teaching people and what makes you good enough?
Okay, so two very, very good questions which we do actually receive on a weekly basis. Okay, so number one, why do we teach? Now let's take it back a few years. Okay, so when I first started the foreign exchange game, I actually put my money and trust into many other people out there, which indeed did fail me to say the least. It was almost as if I was being dragged backwards through the Forex thorn bush, but however, I did actually manage to grab some branches of knowledge, which I did compile on my laptop in terms of content and so on, and then I actually took it upon myself to sift through this information, compile it into my own booklet, which then I would live by each and every day in the market. And then actually, you know, I shared it with my Forex friends all over the world, and I've seen their trading improve, and alongside that, most importantly, I've seen their mindset improve. So, you know, success on your own can give you a lot of respect from my partners, peers, Forex friends, and so on, but actually contributing to somebody else's success is what's going to make Astrofx, me and Nat, legendary, and that's what we're here to do, guys, to share our experience with everybody in this room. So, number two, what actually makes us good enough? Well, I am one of the very, very few I've seen out there who actually showcases my results time and time again, you know, technical analysis, again in real time, guys. One of my main aspects of results is actually what's available on our website. My FX book, got a few accounts on there, and one of the accounts where we actually show you how we made £30,000 in just 4 weeks of trading. Now don't get me wrong, made £30,000 in just 4 weeks of trading. Now don't get me wrong, this is something that comes after a lot of dedication and hard work, but again, it's just a bit of motivation for everybody who's actually attempting to trade the market.
Now for those who don't know what this is, my FX book is one of the biggest companies in the world, sorry about the quality, but it's one of the biggest companies in the world that will publish your trading results for free. All you got to do is go on there, punch in username and password, and everyone can see your statistics if you wish to show them. And me and Sean, like I said, we're the only ones that actually probably have seen this. So if you guys can do it, I'm sure the people that you're actually going to pay, the people that call themselves experts, they should be able to show you the results, but they can't. I actually challenge you to actually go away and ask people for my FX book results so you can actually see they're profitable before investing. Now, you wouldn't pay for driving lessons if your instructor didn't have a license. So ask the right questions before investing your time and your money. The next 10 minutes, you'll probably find it more useful what you actually spend months learning. So people actually often ask, okay, you trade the foreign exchange market, what do you actually trade? How do you buy and sell the pound? Well, that's not exactly how it works. So let's take one of the most commonly traded pairs. Let's take GBP, USD. So the British pound against the American dollar. And what actually happens is, as we're actually buying one pair, we're actually selling the other, and vice versa. So now let's even make it more simple. So you're going to exchange your money and you're on a holiday. You're going to a money exchange bureau. You might see something that looks a little bit like this, a quote. Now, what the Forex market is indulged deeper into this, and we see something that might look a little bit like this. And over here is the price that's moving every single second of the day, 5 days a week. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, that makes sense, this makes sense, but how does this relate to the charts that we always post? And I'll show you. So this is what we call a Forex bar. Here is the open, and here is the close. And this is where the price is simply trapped in between. And we can view this on a monthly time frame, a weekly, a daily, even down to a 1 minute, but you shouldn't do that, it'll burn your eyesight, trust me. And so what we do as Forex traders is simply make an educated decision on which way the market's going to go next, simple as that. So I'm sure many of you probably know buy and sell. What we actually call in the Forex market for a buy trade is a long trade. And for a sell trade, we call a short trade. It's as simple as that, I'm sure you guys have heard this before. And so let's do an example. Let's say we decide to sell at X point. By the way, you can sell and buy at any point in the market, there's no restrictions. And let's say we continued to get downwards momentum, so we continue to get bars down basically. Unless you exited down here. Again guys, you can exit at any point. This isn't like a market where you're restricted in any way. And this of course is our profit. And depending on your experience, what kind of trader you are, this profit can be the difference of just £10 or even £10,000 and much more. Depends what kind of trader you are.
Now, a lot of services out there which I've seen and which I got sucked into in the past are all concentrating on the money aspect. Make £300 to £500 per day. Now guys, nothing in the Forex market is ever guaranteed. Professionals understand that it's all about calculating the pips. Getting the routine of always keeping your pips and so on, and also put pride into your actual trade setup.
But again guys, you do have your losing streaks in the market. We're not here to tell you that you're not going to lose in the market. It's all about how you control them, certain losses. So whereas me and that would be 5% down, 7% down, we'll be having, we'll get messages.
And kept pulling us back. Once you've made your first £1,000 in less than 60 minutes, you're now hungry like, how can I do this on a consistent basis? And that's what kept us going. Something inside us both kept pulling us back time and time again, and we just had self-belief that one day we would in fact make it and be consistent.
Okay. So, can anyone, at random, choose a currency pair on the bottom? Put your hands up, you can choose anything.
Euro USD.
Euro USD.
Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD is indeed one of the most popular. It's got the most liquidity in it, and I'd like to also touch on it's the most manipulated pair in the market. Now, many people often think, okay, especially when me and Nat first got into the game, okay, the market just moves up and down. You've just got to find out where it's going to go next. But again, $5 trillion each and every day go through this market. It's not going to be that easy. So the market in general is actually dominated by 10 of the world's mega banks. 80% of it to be exact, where 60% is actually dominated by 5. This brings up the topic of actual market manipulation, which I'll get into in a second. But I'll just break the euro down. There's certain like candlestick formations which we can actually depict, and it's called price action, exactly what the price is doing and where it's going to go. So what we have to do is actually, the bigger picture actually rules all. As with anything in life, it's all about the bigger picture. So what I like to do, again, on the 1st of each and every month, say the 1st of September, I'll go onto the monthly chart. I'll look at the previous candle's close or bar to determine where price action is going next.
So guys, the overall analysis for the pound is, again, it's probably going to be magnetised back down to this key level. See, we had a double bottom. This was back in April, May 2013, and we've been on a bull trend ever since. So I do think we are actually going to have a read
down. Could you hold red towards me?
-2. -2.
Okay, everyone's got it? Okay, Sean, where did it go?
GBP, USD, after.
Went down. So for those that got it wrong and you want green, could you please? A lot of people always ask, okay, what has this got to do with today? Because me and Sean obviously talk about it office quite a lot. And it is that me and Sean simply took our passion, and even though we failed at it again and again and again, we knew it would be happiness, and we were so positive about it, which actually got us here today. There's a little picture I actually found online, which hopefully is more, which is this. I'm sure some of you might have seen it, I always post it on Instagram, and it just shows, like, you know, when you're in a negative position, nothing's going to go right for you. However, if you are somehow going and pursuing towards your goal, it will actually change your outlook overall.
Indeed. As we all know in this room, how it feels to have certain pressures and expectations. These pressures and expectations can indeed come from family, a specific way of thinking, and all you got to do through our bad times. Sometimes I felt like my dreams shattered in front of me. You know, I took some time out and so on, but there was always something that kept me going, and I had the knowledge of myself, and I knew what I was, like the mind and so on, to actually shift my attention and awareness away from the problem and put it into what could potentially come of the problem. So,
we introduced, which is, we stop worrying about our problems, we stop worrying about, okay, I've lost this much, can I see this, can I do that, and we start thinking about the positive things, which is, okay, we're simply agreeing in this room that your thoughts will shape your actions, and your actions will shape your reality. Answer some questions and talk to you guys. I hope you enjoyed it.